it's Craig from Skytrak Golf Life. In tonight's video, I'm going to show you a great practice routine to make sure that when you spend time on your Skytrak, it is very, very purposeful, targeted practice that's going to benefit your golf game. Okay, let's get cracking. Okay, so one thing I've learned from having my Skytrak is that it's very easy to come in here, put my music on with my Alexa, pick up a club and just start thumping balls into the impact screen. I'm enjoying it, I'm listening to music, I'm hitting some shots, but actually I am achieving very little. And at the end of it, I walk out of here. What have I just learned about my game? Did I concentrate on anything in particular? No. You know, and it's a little bit of a waste of time. It's so important. There's times you just come in and just listen to some music and hit some balls, but actually most of the time you've got to come into here, use your Skytrak for a purpose as a very effective training and practice tool. Okay, so I'm going to show you a great little drill which gives you a great little bit of targeted practice you can do with your Skytrak. Okay, so if we go over to the main menu, you need to go on to Game Improvement and then go into Skills Assessment. I've already got it set up in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 5 yardages preset in at 110, 120, 130, 140 and 150. Okay, it's very unusual that everyone's club is going to be precisely 10-yard increments from 110 yards. So what this means is, and it's the same for me, that I have to think about the shot I'm going to hit. I either have to go up a club and hit it easy, or I have to, you know, hit the right club maybe, but hit it a little bit harder to just get that little bit of extra yardage out of it. It makes you think about hitting shots. It makes you be creative. Okay, so once you've got your 5 yardages in here at 150, you need to set this to number 5 targets, then put in those yardages. Shots per target 5 and best shots selected 4. That means it's going to pick your 4 best shots out of 5 to each target. So it does give you 1 shot or 1 bad shot that won't be using your stats at the end. Okay, once you've done all that, you can put your clubs in here, but to be honest with you, it's not really that relevant, because on my first one, I use my 52 degree, but I have to hit it just a little bit easier. And then on the second one, I use my 52 degree again, but I've got to hit a much more of a full swing and actually make sure that I hit it really well to get the yardage. Or, you know, on the second target, I can go up to a pitching wedge and just go down the shaft and hit it a little easy. This is the great thing about this practice drill. It makes you think about what you're doing. Makes you be creative, makes you have some constructive practice. So click on Apply. It brings up your range, and then it says target distance 110, and then you hit your first shot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and hit all my shots, and then rather than you watching all those shots, which is not going to be that particularly interesting, we will then go straight to the results, and I'll show you how you can then monitor those results to see how well you've done within this practice drill. Okay, let me get on with hitting some shots, and then I'll come right back to you. Okay, so I've finished my session, I've hit all my shots, and then when you've done that, you then get this report. So if we go over to the screen here, so the first thing that comes up is gives you an overall readout of your whole session. And the thing that is key here is the dynamic handicap. Okay, that dynamic handicap at the end of your session needs to be better, equal to, or better than your actual handicap. Because the Skytrak with dynamic handicap, basically off your results, basically how near you're getting it to the flag and how many times, will assess or has an algorithm to work out your dynamic handicap, the handicap that it thinks that you have just played to by hitting all of those shots in that session. So each time you do this session, you're looking to better yourself. You're looking to get that dynamic handicap as lower as lower as you possibly can, or as low as you possibly can compared to your actual real world handicap. So my handicap at the moment is scratch, So plus 1.1, okay, happy days, I'm happy with that. But then you can actually go into each individual target. So this was the first target, 110 yards. So actually my dynamic handicap for these shots was 1.2, so slightly worse than my actual handicap. And for 110 yard shots, it wasn't anything stellar, that's for sure. Then onto the 120. Now I used, with the first one, I was slightly over club and trying to hit it easy. On the next one, it was more like the true yardage for the club, even though I'd hit them well. And as you can see, my distance control here is a lot better. And a dynamic handicap of plus 0.7, so just slightly worse than my actual real world handicap. Onto 130. So again, I was hitting a 9-iron here, easy 9-irons, and again, very happy with the distance control here, and a dynamic handicap of plus 1.3, so really good with my 9-iron, really pleased with that. Onto 140. Actually, no, I was hitting pitching wedges on the 130. I was hitting 9-irons here on the 140. Dynamic handicap 2.7. So, you know, the longer the yardage, it rewards you better for dynamic handicap if you get it near to the hole. And as you can see here, I hit them all pretty close to the hole. So hence why I was getting a good dynamic handicap here. And then finally on 150 yards, which I'm expecting to be quite good because I felt like I had these 8-irons on a string. So yeah, not bad. They were all, again, I was slightly over clubbed. So again, great grouping and all fantastic there as in consistency, but all just a little bit past the flag because I'm struggling to hit a 9-iron 150 yards, and yet an 8-iron, you know, I need to, if I hit a full-on really good 8-iron, then I'm nearer to 160. Well, certainly about 158. So anyway, but still really happy with the dynamic handicap of 1.8. So this is a fantastic, you can export that then if you want into a file and save it on your computer and all that kind of thing. But this is a fantastic, I use this an awful lot. It's brilliant because it brings you in and it makes you concentrate. It makes you try and hit shots. It makes you try and hit easy shots. Tries to get you to hit really full out shots. On the ones where I've got a bit too much club, I'm trying to maybe just hit a little soft fade to just take a bit of distance off it. It's really constructive practice. You know, whenever you do this session, I always walk out of this room thinking, that was brilliant. That was, you know, really worthwhile. I've got some confidence out of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's sometimes when I do this and my handicap is like 4, and considering I'm a scratch golfer, that's not great, and you walk out thinking, well, that was pretty crap. But you know, you're not going to hit it great every time, that's for sure. But by coming in and doing this drill on a regular basis, it really helps you to work out how to play certain shots and how to work out how to hit certain yardages, because when you're on the golf course, you never have a precise yardage for the club that you've got. So you need to learn how to hit shots for those different types of yardages with clubs. And this is a fantastic way to practice that skill. So if you've got a Skytrak, you're thinking of getting a Skytrak, try this 10-yard drill, 10-yard challenge, 110 yards up to 150, and just see what your dynamic handicap comes out like against your real world handicap. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you found that informative. Go and give it a try. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you in the next video.